guys, and welcome to my live session. I told you guys this live session to be just impromptu, and I'll be doing them at the end of the month. So today is 26th March, such a Thursday afternoon. Join me, Charity, as we reflect on the month of March. March, yes. So today we're going to talk about discipline, consistency, and sustainable growth as per the theme this month. And I'm happy about the structure of this new YouTube space that I have created, where I know what I'm posting and I have themes that has really kept me grounded. And I felt like this month has resonated with me because I'm at that stage in my life where I'm feeling a burnout. So when we talk about discipline without burning out, how to build consistency, sustainable growth, I feel like it makes me happy because this month we talked about building systems, we talked about creating sustainable nutrition habits. Please go watch those episodes. Using tools like Canva to communicate effectively. And lastly, we talked about mental stamina because I felt like this month it was really, really wanting. But today, like I said in most of my lives, it's not about adding more information from what I've already said, guys. If you want more info, go watch them. I feel like for me, these lives are usually just a way of me to pause and reflect with you guys. So welcome. Leave in the comment section where you're watching me from. How are this episode? How are you finding them? I'll be happy to hear questions. If you have anything else to add, I'm sorry that was the network. Feel free to just leave it in the comment section and let's start. So this month wasn't about doing much more like we're already doing right now. It was about doing things in a way that you can sustain. That's why I talked about sustainability a lot. I challenge the hustle culture. I really don't understand where we get the hustle culture from. That perfectionism, which I face a lot, and then all or nothing kind of thinking. And I felt like if you've been following this theme this month, we replaced it with systems, consistency, structure, and self awareness because growth is not built in intensity, but for me, I feel like it's built in rhythm. And I want you to have that takeaway this month as we prepare for the month of April. So, of course, you're going to reflect, and I'm going to give you prompts as we do that. So, I want you to respond to what I'm going to ask you. So, we looked at system. What is one system you tried to build this month, and did it actually work for you? So feel free to leave in the comment section. I wish I could write them on the screen, but this is not edited. This is just me raw, and yeah, be present. I'm sorry, the wind is blowing the door, so there's a lot of background noises. So for me, system don't need to be perfect. I feel like for me, it needs to be usable, like something that you can use. So we're going to look at consistency. So for me, consistency means doing things that you always play back later than right now because these lives are usually just impromptu. So for me, struggling doesn't mean failing because this month I've really struggled a lot in my personal life, in my career, in just the state I'm in right now. And I feel like I have learned from that or this period, and it doesn't mean I'm failing. That is what I tell myself. I just look at it in a way that I have not built sustainable systems to help me when I'm feeling that way. So we looked at mental stamina too. So what did you learn about yourself on your low energy days? You can just leave in the comment section what are your low energy level, what are your high energy level. Give us your prompt as we talk about this episode, and we're going to just dwell more on it and reflect more on it, and I give you my own experience. So we're going to look at the first question is, how do I stay consistent when I'm overwhelmed? And this month I've really been overwhelmed. Yeah. So for me, I've learned to reduce expectations and manage them. Not per se not have expectation. You have to have expectation, but reduce and manage my expectation. And learning to keep the habits that we talked about. Actually, in the episode I talked about sustainable nutrition habits, that episode also resonated with me because I was learning one or two things. And then one main thing that, since I started now structuring these episodes per theme, I've learned to focus on minimum viable efforts. These are things I can do when I'm low energy. Yeah, or like when I don't feel like doing it, I can still show up and do it. Like this live, I'm showing as I am. So, yeah. So, consistency is not about intensity, it's about continuation. And I feel like that is one thing you should learn from me and for yourself. Yeah. So, question two, how do I avoid burnout while trying to grow? And I've really been growing a lot. Sorry, the internet in Asumbua. So I've learned to build systems in place. I have learned to schedule rest when I feel tired, and I have learned to avoid overcommitment, especially when I'm feeling tired. I don't commit to things that I cannot sustain, or tell someone I'm going to do something and I cannot do it. I've learned to just rest, like, and not feel guilty because I've taken a break or I'm resting. I have learned that burnout is not required for growth. When you experience burnout, you're going to have to start again, and sometimes that is not usually good for you. Look at the episode I talked about mental stamina. I really gave you guys a lot in that episode. Please go watch it and see if you can apply what I talked about in that particular episode. So we're going to look at question three is, what if I keep restarting? Like I said in the last episode, I talked about mental stamina. Sometimes what you have in place is not just working. So you just have to scrap everything off and start afresh. It's not bad. It doesn't mean you're failing. For me, what I'll tell you guys is never stop restarting. If the strategy you have right now is not working for you, please keep on restarting and restarting until you find your own rhythm. Because right now people have a tendency of copying each other, comparing each other, and when it's not working because Nanis is working, you end up losing hope. You end up not being sustainable because you're doing too much. So please never stop restarting until you find your own rhythm. Continue from where you are. For me, I don't usually scrape everything off because when I had that idea, I had a vision where how I wanted something to go. So if I feel like it's not working, I will put everything on the table and then find a glimmer of light or hope that this will work. And then that is where I start from. I just don't start from scratch. I continue from where I am. Because for me, starting from scratch stresses me out. And then I'm learning how to manage my perfectionism because I have a huge case of perfectionism. When I do something, I want it to be meticulous. I want it to go a certain way. So when it doesn't go a certain way, I don't actually do. That's why these lives usually are a grounding force for me because I show up as I am and I cannot edit anything. So it's really helping me. So you have to know I always say I'm going to start on Monday, when Monday is here, you don't do it, you keep pushing. You need to start and find your return point when you feel like you're getting lost or you don't know where you're going or your strategy is not working. So I feel like those are just few questions that I will respond by what I have learned this month, and I feel like I've really actually enjoyed this month. Yeah. Sorry about the background noises. So as I come to a close, because I do want this live to be long, stressful for me, I want to bring everything together. Yeah. Give you time to pause and reflect. So you have to know system creates structure, consistency creates progress, and mental stamina sustains both. That's why this month I really wanted to look at creating system for yourself that are going to work. And I feel like that is how sustainable growth actually works. Because, like I said in each and every episode, I talk about motivation. When you rely solely on motivation, you're going to always flatter, because you can have days where you have bouts of energy where your motivation is high, and then you'll have days where your motivation is low, and then you end up not doing. Like I said, I have a lot of incomplete projects in my Canva folders that sometimes I sit and look at them and say, well, I should have just stuck with what I had thought I would do and stick to it. That's why I always tell you guys to look at your minimum viable action. Things you can do on low energy. Because some days you will not have the motivation to do it. But if you have structure and habits, sustainable habits in place, you'll keep on showing up for yourself, showing up for what you do, and showing up for what you believe. So that's what I'll leave you with as I come to a close on this live. And as we move to the month of April, my hope is that you don't rush into doing more. You want to do more because you see everyone else is doing more. Instead, ask yourself, what can I sustain? Because growth is not about how hard you can push, it's about how long you can continue, guys. And I hope my episodes this month have blessed you and showed you a way, and just basically telling you that it's okay to fall back. It's okay to have those days where you don't have energy at all, but you keep pushing forward. And that is how you start building a healthy relationship with yourself, a healthy relationship with what you do, and a healthy relationship with the people around you. So I've been yours, Charity. Thank you for joining me. If you watch this playback, please leave a like, comment, share. I'm going to share these snippets on my socials. So please come and watch, share if this month has been good to you. You can also tell us more. Let's continue encouraging each other as we continue becoming the best versions of ourselves. So we'll see each other in the month of April as I talk about another theme, and we'll see how we'll go about it. Bye.